All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us for our Tri-State Training Day podcast. I'm back in the booth with my man, Coach Marc Tirolia, board member of FFL The Chosen Ones, always bringing it to you raw with insight and knowledge. And he always brings depth to it, experience, you know. Nothing teaches like experience. So I appreciate you, Marc, for jumping on with us, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling great, man. If I was any better, man, I'll be you.
Listen, that story about the fullback, you know, and the ability to believe was huge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out our Tri-State Trends podcast with Marc Tirolia, who crushed that. But, Marc, y'all are having a record-breaking month right now, which means that you're on pace to have a record-breaking year. Yes, it's early, right? So any record-breaking month trending, you call it the big momentum in your favor, is generally going to translate over the months, and it's translating in leadership and leadership development and growth for what you're establishing with the Chosen Ones and with some of your people. Talk to us about how you decided you wanted to come into 2023 and why it's manifesting itself early in the year and what that looks like going forward.
Well, thank you for having me, Marc. So it started from 2022. We had a vision from September 22 of what we wanted, what we was expecting 23 to look like. 2022 was the year of the growth, right? And we decided to say, you know what, 23 is going to be different, and how we're going to be focused. So we named it Eye of the Tiger. So if you notice, everything we do is Eye of the Tiger, stand focused.
Dude, I saw your logo the other day with the tiger eyes behind the chess pieces.
Yes.
That was machinery.
Thank you.
That looked great.
Yeah. So we're focused, like, okay, what does that look like? That means we're more intentional now, you know. And a lot of people always ask me, why do I use a tiger? And the chess piece. Well, the tiger is my favorite animal. A lot of people, they like lions. No, the real beast of the jungle is the tiger. When you go to the zoo, who's asleep? The lion. When you go to the zoo, you see a tiger is always up, walking around, feasting, trying to figure out what's his next meal. The tiger, the only animal that's not going to be vulnerable after eating. Any other animal, when they get full, they're vulnerable. The tiger will still be fierce and still will hurt you. So we decided, okay, you know what? We need to adopt the king of the beast mentality moving for 2023.
That's strong. Always up.
Yes.
Always ready.
That's right.
I like it. And that is definitely playing a role. It's playing its part. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely permeating. So when you look at the structure of your organization and you look at what you're continuing to structure out, let's break it down. Like, what are some things practically that are happening, recruiting, onboarding, training, that are putting y'all in a position to catapult the way you are, but also to back this slogan of the Eye of the Tiger?
One of the things we did different this year, we try to make the onboarding more systematic. What does that mean, Marc? Systematic. Meaning that the same agent, if no matter which agency within TCO, the Chosen Ones, you're going through that same process coming on board. And this is one of the reasons why we took full advantage of live dials. When we onboard an agent, before we even onboard them, Marc, we want them to experience and see, do you fit in this culture? Do you understand what we're doing in real time? Because we're allowing the agent to quit on us before they even start. Do you see what's going on? Do you see the rejection? Do you see the process, the work ethic that you need to have to adapt to be one of us? And they have to make a decision right there. So we're no longer asking agents, hey, look, come on board, this is what's next. No, this is what's next. This is what you have to do. Unmute yourself. Put yourself in position to be uncomfortable in order to grow, right? So we're doing that even before we start the contracting work. So we eliminated the people that that was not one of us. That was kind of like not serious. We turned down a lot of people because of that, right? Because of lifestyle, because of that system. That's one of the things we started doing different from the beginning. Now the next thing we started training in real time. So we're holding your hand, right? What does that look like? Holding your hand, going over objections in real time. I'm getting on the phone. I'm calling your next. Boom, you call your next 10. We didn't do that before. We sent a boot camp, and we relied. We kind of trusted them to do it by themselves. So we're not doing or, we're doing ands now. So we're doing ands now. No longer ors.
I love that. That
was one of our biggest weaknesses, Mark, last year, first-time writers. We have more writers this year in this first quarter than we did the last 6 months in the 2022.
Wow.
Because of that system right there. And they're more efficient because we didn't have a recruiting problem, Mark, at all. We was bringing them in, but they was not active. They were not active. We're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. Now we getting the right type of pasta in place before we're not even throwing it on the wall anymore. We eating it. We feasting. We want to eat. We hungry. That's what we doing.
Makes sense. Makes sense. No doubt. So you have some pretty strong leaders, right? And you're a very strong leader yourself. But when you think about permeating leadership and creating leaders, what does that course look like? What does that course look like from Marc Tirolia?
Okay, great. Now, what we're doing now, because in my household, my dad was the because I say so type of person. Do it because I say so. Now I'm guiding them, but I'm explaining to them why we're doing it this way. I'm giving them the psychology of behind my tactics or why I'm doing it this way, my playbook. And before that, let me ask you this, Mark. Who's the best coach of all time? Head coach, football, NFL.
I mean, is it the Green Bay Packers coach?
Vince Lombardi?
Vince Lombardi is what I hear. I wasn't even alive for that.
Okay.
Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells. I mean, it's very few guys. The other guy is Bill Calla. No, not Bill Walsh.
Okay.
Bill Walsh.
To me, Bill Walsh is the best of all time. And I adapted to it since I read his book. One of the things about everybody always say Bill Belichick is the best. He's the best coach, but he's not the best of all time. The difference, when someone leaves Bill Belichick camp, his coaching staff, they don't go win.
Okay, gotcha.
Because he's not doing a good job of teaching them it this way because of this. Bill Walsh was a teacher. Most of Bill Walsh assistant coaches, they went out and started winning.
Shanahan,
right?
Mike Holmgren, John Gruden,
Dennis Green, winning.
Yeah, they had a machine of a coaching tree.
Right, because he did a good job of explaining every detail of why he did it, and that's what I've been doing now. Every time I'm guiding them to do something, I'm telling them why, and I give them a story behind why. It's not just because I say so. It's because I have data to prove why it's this way.
Wow. That's good. And I know the coaching trees. That's why I was able to spit it. But I haven't thought about this in a long time. So when I think of Walsh and I think about his coaching tree, and Belichick's coaching tree gets a bad rap because they haven't won when they left him. You know?
Great resume, but
the majority of them have
great resume, but they're not winning.
The majority of them haven't won. No. And it doesn't mean win it all, but win.
Right.
You know, and then you look at Walsh's tree, and I mean, you can go 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 people. And I'm trying to remember a lot of them, but and winning is their portion.
Facts.
Oof. So not just talking at people, talking to people.
Right.
I love it.
and they're adopting the same thing. It's a trickle down effect. This is how we create leaders. If I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, every move I'm making, I'm telling them, and every move they're making, they're telling their leaders. Well, that's what I'm hoping. That's the plan.
Right, that's the plan.
That's the plan. The more leaders we create, the faster we'll grow.
Facts.
Yes.
You know, that's one thing I learned early, or maybe later, but that it's a game of leaders. The more leaders, the more, and we're teaching them self-sustainable habits, Mark, like not teaching them how to fish, not feeding them fish.
Bingo.
Right? If I feed you a fish, I got to feed you a fish a day for the rest of my life. If I teach you how to fish, you feed yourself for life. So I hear that in what you're saying, you know, and to be having a record month in the first quarter of the year, which is your biggest month ever, you've straddled some with helping over 1,000 families, but this will be the first time you're well over 1,000 families. And when you think about that, obviously, everything you set up in 2022 and your theme for 2023, and then the teaching that is now permeating and translating is happening. You know, when you think about the live dial or the ability to sell virtually, and then think about this training, because a lot of stuff has moved to Zoom. A lot of training has moved to Zoom, and you're on Zoom like every day, you know, making it happen, working with people. How has that helped grow the team, grow the momentum?
We're able to help you fix an issue in real time. So if I'm listening to you on live dials, make a mistake, I can always say, hey, come back and meet me in room 5 and let's correct that and send you back in. Which when we was in the field, before live dials, I was not able to correct that in real time. I had to wait to listen to your presentation the night of, then correct it the morning of and tell you, then hoping that you do correct it the following day. So now we're 3-4 days behind on you getting better. Now we're fixing, you becoming a better agent in real time. And when you become a better agent, guess what? You're helping more families. When you help more families, you close more deals. When you close more deals, your bank account start looking better. Your family start loving you more. So it works out for everyone. When you getting better.
Talk to me about your recruiting strategy. As a unit, what are you all using for recruiting purposes? What is bringing in the new people?
Social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So this is what I started doing. I'm impatient now. So check this out. What's more important than time? What's more important than money? Time. And what's more important than time? Life. So I'm calling people in the inbox. I'm not texting them anymore. I'm calling in real time. So when someone is on my story, right? And right now I'm at a level that I don't care how people feel about me now. Before I'm like, oh, they might think I'm creepy by calling them or texting them or inboxing them. Now I'm like, hey, my intentions is right. I want to help you.
Right, that's great.
Let's have a conversation in real time. I'm not asking you, hey, look, hey, do you have 5 minutes to have a conversation? No, I'm gonna call you. If you answer, that means you were free. If you don't, call me back later. So we adopted that throughout the whole agency. Hey, being more bold. Call these people right away. Get a conversation going with them right away. See if you can help them. They're already a fan of yours on your stories. They're watching you. They're your biggest fan. Let's turn these fans into agents, and let's turn these agents into leaders. Let's turn these leaders into game changers, life changers. Let's change the whole world. Let's do it.
I love it. Well, why warm market, my man? You know, why?
Okay, because the trust is there. Mark, if I know you, right, and you show me you show me how much money you're making, because I know you, I believe you. But if someone else is trying to recruit me and I don't know, and they say, look, I'm making this amount of money, I might be, you know what, this person probably photoshopped it or lying, right? And if they ask me to run through a wall because I don't have the relationship with them, I may not run through the wall for them. But because I know this person, I'm going to do everything I need to do in order to be successful because I believe in that person. So I think that's the best way to do it. Me people that already trust us, that already established that trust, because what comes with trust comes speed. People work faster. People work faster once they trust someone, and they know you care because they know you already. It's a warm market, and they know you could put them in position to win. I call it the trifectas. They can help you become successful, right? That person, they care about you, and the trust is already there.
Love it. Now, everyone on social media. So let's break this down a little bit, because a lot of people on social media do know you from the past, but everyone on social media doesn't. Sometimes they're following, sometimes they're friending you because you're a friend of a friend of a friend or an associate. Some people are interested in what you're saying. They don't know you. How do you first off, how do you differentiate the people when you're trying to bring them in? And then how do you talk to them differently in regards to like an opportunity?
Okay, so let's say if they're agent, give me an example. Are they an agent already, or they working at Home Depot?
They work at Home Depot.
They work at Home
somewhere
Depot.
else.
Okay, so what I would do, I would ask them, hey, look, how's life treating you? How's life? How's family going?
So this is someone you know, or someone that is just a follower?
Well, I'm gonna make somebody that's cold warm by having these conversations.
Sure.
Checking up on them. Hey, look, how's the family? How things going?
Got it.
This person I don't even know, but I'm getting to know them. So what that creates, they're looking at me like, okay, this guy is weird. He don't even know me, but he's inboxing me. So guess what they're doing? They're gonna look at me. Now they're watching me. I'm that guy, right? That's gonna give you a little bit. You ever seen a movie? You ever seen the video with Scarface when he walks into the store and he buys everybody the gifts and walks out and everybody chasing him back in the 90s? Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm going in, right? Give you a compliment, saying, hey, look, how you doing? And it's kind of, they're looking at me like, who is this guy? Like, who? He had the audacity to come in my inbox and ask me how I'm doing. Now, I just want them to come watch me. Go on my stories, watch what I do, who I am. Now you're going to do your research like, who is this? I want that. Now, guess what? They're watching me. They're a watcher. And I'm now this is a 6-month process. Right. That there, to turn in a cold to warm, that's a 6-month process. And you have to be patient because you don't know that person. Just make an introduction. Tell them, hey, look, I see you have some beautiful kids. I see you love going to the gun range. Hey, keep doing your thing. Boom, I'm out. Now they're watching me. On my story, I can see them watching me now. So now they're warm, right? Now they're complimenting me on my stories. When they see me post about the opportunity or me hanging out with my family, they're intrigued. They want to know more. Like, hey, what does this guy do? I know he's in business, but I'm not sure what he do. So I'm going to compliment even more. I'm going to comment, show hearts, likes, the thumbs up. Then guess what? It's my job now to have a deeper conversation with you because now I don't want you to be a fan no more. I want you to be a colleague of mine, a partner of mine, a business partner of mine. So it's all about making yourself attractive.
I love it.
Now with this here, it's hard. For some people, it's not duplicatable, right? So what I started doing with my leaders, when I'm doing this in real time, I'm video recording myself in real time. Like yesterday, when I was in the Uber, I recorded that, the whole thing in real time, live stream, so all my leaders can listen and watch what I'm doing. When I'm at the enterprise rental car, I'm in real time recording it, the whole thing, so they can listen to me in real time, how engage and ask the right questions. Because when I explain it, it's different from when you see me in action.
Yes.
That's why it's important for people that lives in Miami, come see me in action. You will see it's different. It's a different experience.
What allowed you to get this level of courage and this ability to be fearless? What do you attest it to?
I don't want to waste time. It needs to happen now. So there's no more procrastinating. I stopped caring what people think because my intentions is right. I want to put you in position. So I'm going to be bold at everything I do because I'm not trying to do nothing bad.
That's amazing and simple. My intentions are good. So you should listen to what I have to say.
Boom.
Good enough for me. That was one of the biggest breakthroughs in my marriage. 6 years in, it's like, babe, my intentions are good. Like, it might come on, it might whip off the wrong way, it might not, but my intentions are good.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. That's so powerful. Like, I need you to understand that broke yokes in my marriage. So I know it's just a simple mindset adjustment. And if you have to say it, would you say it to someone the way I just said it?
Yes.
Like I said it to my wife.
Oh, that's how I start the conversation off sometimes. Because sometimes it makes, and one thing I learned, I have more uncomfortable conversations. Because my intentions is right. If I could stop you from making a bad decision, like this is why I always ask a recruit. This is another nugget, you guys, right now. Let's role play. Mark, let me ask you, man. I see where you headed at. If I was to ask you, if I was to ask you to give me permission to tell you you're making a bad decision, if you're about to get married, and I know, I can see the future, and you're about to get married, and you're going to end up in a divorce in month 8. When would you want me to tell you, now or in month 6?
That's good. You basically get the answer you need so that you got the permission to speak.
I got the permission. Right. I can see the future.
Month 6.
I got the experience. I can see it. I can see it.
That's great. Okay. I love it. So that automatically creates the permission.
Yes.
And then what?
Then we take it from there. Then it's time to have that conversation. One thing I learned, man, I'm learning too, from my leadership team. Iron sharpens iron. I'm always doing a case study to see where and how they think. Like we had one this morning, a case study, and it shocks me because even the I ain't gonna call it, well, how to say it, the up and coming leaders, their mindset is a lot. They're more further than I thought they were, based on how they answer these questions and how they're going to handle the situation. The case studies on how to recruit agents and how they're going to develop agents. So I'm learning from them every day too.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. What does that case study look like?
You want me to give the case study?
Yeah.
Okay. Say you recruited an agent, right, Mark, and you got him at. Let's say you at a 120. You at a 120. You recruited an agent to a 105. And he's bringing agents with him. And he tells you, hey, Mark, we got to do something because somebody else at another IMO and another agency within FFL is offering them higher than what I can offer them. And now the last question is, what do you do next? And everybody answers it different. I'm in awe, like, wow, that was great. There's a right and wrong answer. That premeditated before I did the case study. The people that didn't know how to answer it, they were supposed to go upwards and say, look, find somebody that went through it and see how they handled it. But no, they came out blazing like, this is how I would handle it. Boom. I'm like, wow, that's a good way to handle it.
No doubt.
So I was expecting them to not know how to handle it. And because they didn't know how to handle it, reach out to somebody else that has more experience than you. Right. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. I was waiting for somebody to get stuck. None of them got stuck, Mark.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How long do you allot for something like that? How many times a week are you doing a case study?
Once a week with the leaders.
Okay.
Once a week. Every week we do one.
And how long do you allot?
The call lasts for about 45 minutes. The case study lasts for about 30 minutes. It can go on and on, but sometimes they cut it because it gets very, it gets very entertaining.
That's really good. The coach always got the insight, always got the game plan and the strategy on how to help you maneuver your mind to a new place, man. You bring a lot of value to me. I love being around you. You have a lot of insight and wisdom, and it's never dull. Like, it's always sharp. So I appreciate you, man, for jumping on with me on this training day. I got a lot out of this, bro.
Thank you. I learn from you every day too, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate y'all for listening. You have got to hammer down on this information that Marc Tirolia is sharing. It is amazing what it can do to the mind. Appreciate everybody. God bless. Keep listening. Take care.